Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next 30 minutes. US President Donald Trump's West Asia envoy Steve Witkoff meets Israeli hostage families in Tel Aviv, says working on a plan to end a Gaza war. Ukraine hits military targets and pipeline in Russia. IAEA says hearing explosions, sees smoke near Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. India receives final 16 Airbus C-295 military transport aircraft from Spain, marking significant upgrade in country's defense capabilities. And the Oval Test, England lose Crawley at the stroke of stumps on day 3 in chase of 374. India 9 wickets away from victory. US envoy Steve Witkoff met anguished relatives of Israeli hostages in Tel Aviv on Saturday, nearly 22 months after Hamas's October 2023 attack sparked the ongoing Gaza war. Amid chants of bring them home, Witkoff pledged to work with US President Donald Trump on a plan to end the war, along with securing the release of 49 remaining hostages, 27 of whom are presumed dead as per the Israeli military. Hamas has intensified pressure, releasing a video showing emaciated hostage Aviator David, prompting his family to denounce their starvation tactics. Meanwhile, French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot has denounced the despicable Hamas and Islamic Jihad video showing malnourished hostages, demanding their unconditional release and Hamas's disarmament. While international mediators, including the US, Egypt and Qatar, face stalled ceasefire talks.
Just came out of meeting with Mr. Steve Witkoff. It was very positive and appreciated that the fact that he sat with the families for over 2 hours, listening to every personal story and hearing each individual request, and he answered the last question and didn't go until then. He talked about what is the objective. The objective are 2 things: ending the war and getting all the 50 hostages out.
We spoke about the deal that is going to be all or nothing. We told him that nothing is not open for us. We said to him that it must to be all of them immediately. All the thing that the major things is actually the time. The matter of time is all the question. We saw our children are starving. We saw him there in the captivities. They will not be survive too much. It means that we have to make pressure by the government of the United States to make pressure not to stop until it's going to be done.
Updates from Russia-Ukraine conflict now, as Russia launched a missile attack on Kyiv early on Sunday. Military administration of the Ukrainian capital has said. The Russian Defense Ministry said that its units destroyed 41 drones just before midnight on Saturday over Russian regions bordering Ukraine and over the waters of the Black Sea. Meanwhile, the International Atomic Energy Agency has said that its team at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant heard explosions and saw smoke coming from a nearby location. The nuclear plant said one of its auxiliary facilities was attacked. Early on Saturday, Ukraine said it hit military targets and a gas pipeline in drone attacks in Russia, where local authorities said 3 people were killed and 2 others wounded. Ukraine's SBU security service said the strikes carried out Friday night by long-distance drones hit a military airfield in the southwestern town of Primorsko-Akhtarsk. According to SBU, the attack caused a fire in an area where Iranian-built Shahid drones relied on by Russia to attack Ukraine. Now, Ukraine's anti-corruption agencies, National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine and Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office uncovered a major graft scheme involving military drones and signal jamming systems purchased at inflated prices just days after their independence was restored last week following massive protest. The scheme implicated a sitting lawmaker to local officials and National Guard personnel who took bribes up to 30% of contract cost. 4 arrests were made. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, reversing his earlier attempt to control the agencies, praised their autonomy, vital for Ukraine's EU membership bid. The protest, the largest since the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2022, forced Zelensky's policy U-turn, earning praise from European allies.
Наш захист викритий достатньо серйозний російський агент у повітряних силах, і також екс-посадовець Міністерства оборони України, який намагався заробляти на закупівлях продуктів для нашої армії. Всі.
And a war of words between Donald Trump and top Russian official Dmitry Medvedev has ignited Cold War fears, with nuclear threats flying and submarines moving. Trump ordered the deployment of 2 U.S. nuclear subs after Medvedev invoked Russia's doomsday system, Dead Hand. DD India's Mihir Mekhuri brings us the story behind this alarming escalation.
An online showdown between Donald Trump and a top Russian official over Ukraine and tariffs spiraled dramatically, all the way to nuclear threats. On Friday, Trump ordered 2 U.S. nuclear submarines to be deployed to what he called the appropriate regions.
Oh yeah, well we had to do that. We just have to be careful. And a threat was made and we didn't think it was appropriate, so I have to be very careful. So I do that on the basis of safety for our people. A threat was made by a former president of Russia, and we're going to protect our people.
The comment was in response to a chilling reminder from Deputy Chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, who warned Trump of Moscow's Cold War-era nuclear system known as Dead Hand. So what is Dead Hand? The system that prompted such a sharp American reaction. The Dead Hand, or Perimeter, is a Cold War-era automated nuclear retaliation system. It was designed to launch a counterstrike even if the entire Russian leadership is incapacitated. It activates through sensors that detect signs of a nuclear attack. And though dormant in peacetime, the system reportedly remains fully operational. Medvedev's threat followed a fiery social media post from Trump, in which he declared that he didn't care if Russia and India cooperated, adding that they could take their dead economies down together. This nuclear saber rattling comes as Trump sets a looming deadline, demanding Russia take meaningful steps to end the war in Ukraine by next week or face fresh sanctions. Rising tensions, Cold War-era threats, and flaring diplomatic tempers clearly show how vulnerable the world peace remains today. Mihir Mekhuri for DD India.
Now, U.S. officials have opened an investigation into Jack Smith, the former special counsel who led 2 federal criminal cases against President Donald Trump. The Office of Special Counsel told the New York Times on Saturday that it was investigating Smith for potentially violating the Hatch Act, which prohibits federal workers from engaging in political activity while on the job. Republican Senator Tom Cotton had reportedly asked the agency to investigate whether Smith's actions had been designed to influence the 2024 election. Smith was appointed as special counsel in 2022 and charged Trump with plotting to overturn the results of 2020 election and mishandling classified documents after leaving the White House. Trump denied both charges and sought to frame them as politically motivated, accusing the Justice Department of being weaponized against him. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump fired a top Labor Department official by accusing her of manipulating the job figures in his latest published report on job growth and the economy. Commissioner Erica McEntarfer has been leading the Bureau of Labor Statistics since January 2024. The Bureau's jobs report showed that just 73,000 jobs were added in the U.S. last month and that 258,000 fewer jobs were created in May and June than previously estimated. The report also suggested that the economy has sharply weakened during Trump's tenure. Now, protesters marched the streets of Los Angeles on Saturday as part of nationwide protests called Rage Against the Regime. The protest was organized by the 50501 movement, a group against President Trump's policies. The name 50501 stands for 50 protests, 50 states and 1 movement. The group has been active since US President Donald Trump took office, leading events under slogans like "Hands Off" and "No Kings." Saturday's protest focused on opposing Trump's actions on immigration, mass deportations and federal budget cuts. Similar rallies were planned in about 350 cities across the United States. Now, anti-immigration protests in the UK led to clashes and arrests in Manchester and London on Saturday. In Manchester, far-right Britain First marchers demanding mass re-migration faced anti-racism counter-protesters, with police intervening after brief scuffles. Protesters criticized asylum policies while counter-protesters condemned hate. In London, rival groups clashed outside a hotel housing asylum seekers, resulting in 9 arrests, 7 for breaching Public Order Act conditions. Recent tensions, notably in Epping, highlighting growing unrest over immigration, with authorities struggling to maintain order amid heated demonstrations. Now, Pope Leo gave blessings to a sea of young people gathered on the outskirts of Rome. It was the biggest gathering so far since he became the new head of the Catholic Church. Young people from over 146 countries came, many wearing colorful bandanas to stay cool in the hot sun. Pope Leo drove through the crowd in his white Pope mobile, waving and smiling. During the event, Pope Leo spread the message of building a more humane world.
Dear young people, Jesus is the friend who always accompanies us in the formation of our conscience. If you truly want to encounter the risen Lord, then listen to his word, which is the gospel of salvation. Reflect on your way of living. Seek justice in order to build a more humane world. Serve the poor, and so bear witness to the good that we would always like to receive from our neighbors. Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. Adore Christ in the Blessed Sacrament. Good.
Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda have signed an economic cooperation accord in Washington, advancing a June peace deal to end decades of conflict in eastern DRC. The US-backed economic integration framework aims to enhance transparency in critical mineral supply chains like cobalt, coltan and lithium, vital for technology and clean energy. The agreement includes cooperation in energy infrastructure and public health. Despite the ceasefire with M23 rebels, analysts doubt lasting peace due to ongoing militia control. The African Union and UN welcomed the deal, but thousands remain displaced amid recent violence. Let's now take a look at other stories making news around the world. Chilean miner Codelco has confirmed the death of one of the trout workers at its El Teniente mine. This marks the second confirmed fatality. 5 workers were trapped at the site following a collapse on Thursday due to a strong seismic event. Rescue teams have used heavy machinery to clear 20 meters out of the 90 meters of passages required to reach the location where Codelco believes the workers are. In a groundbreaking scientific milestone, a deep-sea expedition streaming live on YouTube has captivated millions around the world, offering a rare glimpse into the uncharted depths of the Mar del Plata submarine canyon, located 400 kilometers off the coast of Buenos Aires, Argentina. At a staggering depth of 4,000 meters, a remotely operated vehicle is transmitting high-definition footage of an alien-like world teeming with bizarre and beautiful sea life. In the heart of Al Arthavia, historic desert town once vital to pilgrims and travelers in the northern Arabian Peninsula, one woman is ensuring that a centuries-old Bedouin tradition continues to thrive. Artisan has become a voice in preserving Al Sadu, weaving a deeply symbolic craft that reflects Saudi identity, Bedouin heritage and the enduring relationship between people and the desert. And Paris is pulsing with excitement as Blackpink returns to the Stade de France for 2 sold-out nights, reuniting with their devoted French fans after a worldwide world tour. Long before the gates opened, fans lined up outside the stadium, some camping out overnight to secure front row spots. The South Korean superstars Jisoo, Jenny, Rose and Lisa are performing in Paris as part of their final tour. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Amarnath Yatra suspended along both routes from today due to heavy rains. And India Test skipper Shubman Gill completes 6,000 international runs in his career.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. So, India received the last of its 16 Airbus C-295 military transport aircraft from Spain on Saturday, marking a significant upgrade to its defense capabilities. The C-295, a transport aircraft of 5 to 10 ton capacity with contemporary technology, is set to replace the aging Avro aircraft of the IAF. The delivery came 2 months ahead of schedule at Airbus Sevilla assembly line. Under the C-295 program, a total of 56 aircraft are to be delivered, of which 16 were to be delivered directly by Airbus from Spain and the remaining 40 will be manufactured in India. Tata Advanced Systems Limited is responsible for making these 40 aircraft in India. India signed a contract with Airbus Defence and Space Spain for acquisition of 56 C-295 MW transport aircraft from IAF in September 2021. The Amarnath Yatra, sacred pilgrimage to the holy cave shrine of Amarnath in India's Jammu and Kashmir, has been temporarily suspended from Sunday due to recent heavy rainfall. According to the local officials, critical repair and maintenance works are required on both the Baltal and Pahalgam axes of the Amarnath Yatra route. Due to continued deployment of men and machinery on the tracks, the Yatra has been halted. More than 4 lakh people paid obeisance at the holy cave of Amarnath this year. Weather updates now. Heavy rainfall has lashed parts of Delhi early Sunday, bringing relief from humidity but also caused waterlogging in various areas in the national capital. Areas including Vijay Chowk, Connaught Place, Minto Bridge, Sarojini Nagar, Ames and Panchkuya Marg witnessed intense showers. Showers were also recorded in areas like Janpath and Lajpat Nagar. Heavy waterlogging caused a lot of inconvenience to commuters. The overnight rains caused widespread disruptions, especially in busy areas like Connaught Place, where roads were inundated due to heavy rains. Sports updates now. Will start with cricket. In a thrilling 5th test at the Oval on August 3rd, 2025, India set England a formidable 374-run target driven by Yashasvi Jaiswal's 118 and Akashdeep's maiden test 50. At stumps on day 3, England stood at 50 for 1 with Mohammad Siraj dismissing Zach Crawley, leaving India 9 wickets from victory. With the series tied at 2-1, with England leading 2-1. In fact, day 4 promises high stakes as England face a daunting chase while India aim to clinch a memorable win on the English soil. And India's Test captain Shubman Gill reached a significant milestone, crossing 6,000 international runs during a match on Sunday, showcasing his prowess as a leading batsman. The 25-year-old, known for his elegant stroke play, achieved this feat across formats including Test ODIs and T20Is since his debut in 2019. Gill's milestone underscores his rapid rise as a cornerstone of India's batting lineup and a key figure in the team's leadership. His consistent performances have earned global admiration, solidifying his reputation as one of cricket's brightest stars, with fans and analysts anticipating further records in his promising career. Now, Katie Ledecky, the GOAT of female swimming, won her 7th consecutive gold medal in the event at the World Aquatics Championships on Saturday. Canadian phenom Summer McIntosh, who has emerged as the greatest threat to the Ledecky's reign, had to be content with 3rd place. This is Ledecky's 23rd world title after defeating Summer McIntosh in 800-meter freestyle. She is now 3 medals away from matching Michael Phelps' record haul of 26 gold medals at the Global Swimming Showpiece. And FIFA on Saturday launched its first talent academy for youngsters in India in collaboration with All India Football Federation. The collaboration aims to provide elite training to talented footballers in the country. The International Football Federation signed an MOU with the AIFF and the Telangana government for the opening of the academy, which will reinforce India's commitment to inclusive and structured grassroots development of football. The academy will be located at the Gachibowli Stadium complex in Hyderabad and will offer year-round high-performance training with residential facilities, education, medical care, nutrition and mental wellness to 60 elite players. Now, Lionel Messi, Inter Miami's star forward, suffered an injury in the 11th minute of a Leagues Cup match against Necaxa on Saturday at Chase Stadium. The 38-year-old Argentine stumbled after a collision appearing to injure his upper right leg or groin. He left the field under his own power, replaced by Federico Redondo. Messi, who has 18 goals and 9 assists in 18 MLS games this season, previously battled thigh strain issues. After assisting both goals in a 2-1 win over Atlas, Messi's status is uncertain for Miami's next Leagues Cup match against Pumas. Now, Rio de Janeiro's iconic Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil was illuminated in vibrant green Saturday night to mark the countdown to the COP30 climate summit set for November 10 to 21st in Belém, Brazil. The display symbolizes global urgency to combat climate change, spotlighting Brazil's role as host. The summit, a pivotal UN event, will gather world leaders to advance sustainable development and address rising temperatures, with Brazil emphasizing Amazon conservation. The lighting ceremony, attended by local officials and activists, underscores hope for ambitious climate action, building on Rio's legacy of hosting environmental summits like Rio +20. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.